Hi fam and happy Monday. Our latest will be about Julius Malema following their presser earlier today. Let's follow up on that. Malema believes that the appointment of Minister of Electricity was useless and will not bear any fruit to the nation. He also believes that that portfolio must be cancelled and that money must be channeled to other activities. He also seems to agree with the appointments that were made during Zuma's era as he calls for Molefe and Koko Matshela to come back to Eskom and sort out this mess. Please listen to him in the next slide and let us know of your take regarding this. And that's all we have for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you again in the next update. Bye.
So, Brian must come back. Brian must come back. Molefe Koko must come back. So is all those Indian, colored, white engineers. We are in a crisis. They must not even, if they love this country, they must not ask for money, they must not ask for payment, they must come and rescue South Africa. Allegations were made against Brian. Allegations were made against Koko. Commission was put in place. Useless commission in the history of our country, where serious light was shed with the chairperson of the commission. That, Mara, hey, we are heading for a crisis. And yeah, it's a man who can come and help us, including that former CEO came to present. Marocha must come back. All of these guys must come back and put their heads together and say, how do we save our country? There's no time now for profit making. We call even on monopolies to just stop it because they are the ones who are pursuing these guys so that they can capture Eskom and maximize profit. They must stop. They must just stop. It's not time to politic now. We are in a crisis. And everybody, I'm not saying Brian's charges must be dropped or anyone's charges must be dropped. They have not been found guilty. I'm not saying go and fetch them in jail. They are at home. I'm not saying drop their charges or continue with whatever you are doing with them, but bring them here to come and help us. We have a problem here. We have a problem. And can't you see as a country that we have a problem? And we listen to people who have 2 passports. People who, when we are in crisis, they are just going to leave easily and go to London and leave us in crisis here after we've gone against each other. We are so scared of these people so much that if they hate one of us, all of us, then go and hate one of our own. The man has got a skill. That's why when he went back to Eskom, the workers were celebrating every corner. Because they knew that a man who can take us out of this trouble is this one. The capacity, the ability to take rational decisions that are in the best interest of our country. So, under one political leadership and political authority, so that they know they have no option but to take this political direction. So we don't support a minister of electricity. He must go. He's being paid a lot of money that we do not have. The government needs every little cent that we are wasting on Sputa, who's not going to help us with anything. He's not going to help us with anything. The appointment of the Minister of Electricity was actually bluffing. It was Ramaphosa trying to show us that he's doing something about electricity crisis when he was actually not doing anything. The biggest achievement Sputa has achieved since he arrived there was to go to all power stations How can that be an achievement? That a minister was taking swabs, a jiga, a Twara the station, the Mumaka, Jalena, the power station, a power station, are you? There's nothing he was doing except to tow stations. And then that becomes the biggest ANC victory. A minister of electricity has done something that no minister has ever done in a short space of time, and that is visiting power stations. After that visit, do you have electricity? No, the situation has worsened. In the next 2 weeks, we have been warned, there's going to be darkness. We are almost at a point of grid collapse. It's a reality that South Africans must know, that we are heading to darkness, and ANC politicians are continuing business as usual, as if we are not in a crisis. We are in a deep, deep, deep crisis. Cell phone networks will not work. Water, even if we have it, we won't receive it because it needs electricity. Nothing is going to function. We're heading for a disaster worse than what COVID was. No one will go to work. The dead will have to be buried the same day because there will not be fridges to keep them. No generator is meant to operate 24 hours. Generator is an intervention for a short while. Even those who have generators will not be saved from the mess we are going into. We warned you. We went to the streets because we knew this was coming. History will absolve us. We were called names, we were ridiculed, we were insulted. Police and the army were called on us for trying to protect us from where we are. They are just calling it stage 10 for nice word. The reality is that it's darkness. And it's not going to be darkness of 12 hours or 24 hours, it comes back. No. At times it's going to take 3 to 4 days. At times it will take a week. At times it will take a month without electricity. The whole leadership must go. We cannot fall back and do nothing. And you know what is the problem? Even ANC leaders and ANC veterans themselves are saying, we've never been in a crisis we find ourselves in now. But they are so helpless. So, Brian must come back. Brian must come back.